Today's is not great poetry, but is a little diversion. I've commissioned some music from my son, John, though we've not yet agreed a fee. I use his music for this poetry project largely on its merit, but also because he's given me permission, which means YouTube won't get copyright challenges and restrict my channel to listeners in Kazakhstan only. Most of John's music is lively and upbeat, so I've asked him for some short pieces that will fit more sombre, sad and even downright evil poems. Meanwhile, a poem partially popped into my head that I'd read years ago about a fat white woman wearing gloves in a field. Hard to forget that sort of a line. As I say, I read it a long time ago, and well before my abdomen grew to obscure my lower body parts and convinced me that obesity is no laughing matter. I couldn't remember the poet's name, and so I turned, as I do, to Wikipedia for belated education. Turns out she's Frances Cornford, née Darwin, a granddaughter of Sir Charles on the origin of species Darwin. Like Adelstrop, the poem grew out of a moment glimpsed from a train. Unlike the more mellow and doomed Edward Thomas, however, Cornford's journey seems to have left her bad-tempered and judgmental. Delightfully, Wikipedia records two of the parodies that her poem provoked. There were most likely many more. Cornford wrote the original in 1910, and A. Hasman's parody was written in a private letter, also in 1910. G.K. Chesterton didn't mince his words in his 1927 collection of poems. Interestingly, Hasman merely plays with the words to target the same victim, whereas Chesterton aims at the presumptuous poet. To a fat lady seen from the train. Oh, why do you walk through the fields in gloves, missing so much and so much? Oh, fat white woman whom nobody loves, why do you walk through the fields in gloves, when the grass is soft as the breast of doves, and shivering sweet to the touch? Oh, why do you walk through the fields in gloves, missing so much and so much? This is Hasman's reply. Oh, why do you walk through the fields in boots, missing so much and so much? Oh, fat white woman whom nobody shoots, why do you walk through the fields in boots, when the grass is soft as the breast of coots? And this is Chesterton in 1927, titled The Fat Lady Answers. Why do you rush through the fields in trains, guessing so much and so much? Why do you flash through the flowery meads, fathead poet that nobody reads? And why do you know such a frightful lot about people in gloves as such? As I know so little of the poet's work, apart from the reprehensible chubby-gloved white woman poem, my comments preceding this last poem may be as impertinent as her own snap judgment through a moving train window. I have the impression that Cornford was not a person of any depth. Though home-educated, she'd certainly some experience of life, not least in having had 5 children. But whilst not as artless as a McGonagall, for example, she seems shallow. I like this last poem, however. It's a very young girl learning to dissemble. A recollection. My father's friend came once to tea. He laughed and talked. He spoke to me. But in another week, they said, that friendly pink-faced man was dead. How sad, they said, the best of men. So I said too, how sad. But then deep in my heart I thought with pride, I know a person who has died.